Miley Cyrus has stunned fans once again, not with a new song, not with a headline-grabbing performance, but with a revelation about her own mother, Tish Cyrus. In a recent candid conversation, Miley admitted that her mom encouraged her to stay with the wrong guy. Yes, the wrong guy, simply because he was hot. And the way Miley tells it, this wasn't just a one-off comment. It was a mindset, a piece of advice that shaped how she approached love in her early adult years. Now, at 32, Miley is looking back with both humor and honesty. But behind the laughter lies a story about family, about the kind of advice we get from the people we trust most, and about the lessons we have to learn for ourselves, even if that means unlearning what our parents once told us. Let's start with Miley's exact words. She said, "Moms always wanted me to stay with the wrong guy 'cause they're hot." Direct, cutting, and just a little bit shocking. Because we're used to hearing moms say things like, "Choose someone who treats you right," or "Don't waste your time with the wrong person." But Miley is saying her mom flipped that advice on its head. Instead of warning her away from bad relationships, Tish was encouraging her to stick it out, at least as long as the guy was attractive. And it didn't stop there. Miley added, "I had to learn the hard way because my mommy taught me the wrong way, and then I had to learn the right way by myself." That statement is powerful. It shows us that while Tish may have meant it lightheartedly, the impact was very real. Miley actually carried those words into her dating life. And anyone who has followed her journey knows, Miley has had some very public, very intense relationships. So, what exactly did this advice mean for Miley? Let's put it in context. Growing up in the Cyrus household wasn't ordinary. Tish and Billy Ray Cyrus were raising 5 kids in the middle of the entertainment industry. Miley became a household name at just 13, starring in Disney's Hannah Montana. From that point on, her entire adolescence was lived under the brightest spotlight. Every relationship she had was scrutinized, every move analyzed. And in the middle of that whirlwind, her mom's voice was in her head saying, "Looks matter. Stay with him if he's hot." Now, let's connect the dots. Miley's first major public romance was with actor Liam Hemsworth. The two met in 2009 while filming The Last Song. At the time, they were both young and stunning. He the tall, brooding Australian heartthrob, she the Disney princess breaking into adult stardom. Their chemistry was undeniable, and for years, fans saw them as the perfect couple. But behind the scenes, their relationship was anything but perfect. There were constant breakups, makeups, rumors of arguments, and incompatibility. Yet, Miley stayed. She stayed for nearly a decade. Why? She never directly blamed her mom's advice for that, but hearing her say she was taught to stick with someone just because of their looks adds a new layer of understanding. Think about it. If your mother, the person you trust most, tells you it's okay to stay with someone as long as they're good-looking, it reinforces the idea that chemistry and physical attraction are enough. And in Liam, Miley had both. He was tall, handsome, a Hollywood actor, the whole package. But as time went on, it became clear that respect, communication, and emotional safety were missing pieces. Their marriage in 2018 ended in divorce just 1 year later. Miley has never gone into full detail about the breakup, but she has hinted in interviews that she felt unseen, misunderstood, and unfulfilled. And here's where the story gets deeper. Miley compared that chapter of her life with her current relationship with Maxx Morando, the drummer she's been dating for several years now. She emphasized that Maxx treats her well, respects her, and truly values her. That's when she admitted, "I ended up with a person who means a lot to me and treats me really well and respects me. I had to learn that the hard way because my mommy taught me the wrong way." It's almost poetic. She had to walk through the fire of difficult relationships before she could appreciate the calm, steady warmth of a healthy one. And the fact that she points to her mom's advice as part of the reason makes this story all the more human. Because it's not about blaming Tish. It's about realizing that sometimes even the people we love most give us advice that doesn't serve us, and it's our job to figure it out eventually. Now, let's talk about Tish herself. This isn't the first time she's been known for her quirky approach to life and parenting. Fans who have followed the Cyrus family know that Tish is both a protective mother and a free spirit. She's admitted to being more of a friend than a disciplinarian at times. But this particular piece of advice, choosing a partner for looks rather than substance, speaks to the era she came from. Remember, Tish grew up in the 80s and 90s, when beauty standards and status often overshadowed deeper values. It's not hard to imagine her passing on those cultural messages to her daughters. What's fascinating is that Miley wasn't the only one who noticed. Her sister Noah chimed in, saying she felt like she got the same advice. And Brandi, the oldest, teased their mom too, pointing out that their mom has since changed her perspective. And why wouldn't she? Tish is now married to actor Dominic Purcell, best known for Prison Break. He's handsome, yes, but by all accounts, he also treats her with kindness and respect. Miley even joked, that's because she found someone who is hot and respects her. It's as if Tish finally learned the same lesson her daughter did, but later in life. And here's where things get really engaging: the public reaction. Fans on social media went wild with this revelation. Some thought it was hilarious, saying things like, "Classic Tish. She's keeping it real." Others were more critical, arguing that advice like that could lead someone to stay in toxic or even dangerous relationships. For many fans, it explained a lot about Miley's past struggles in love. It reframed her history, not just as a young celebrity navigating fame, but as a daughter internalizing her mom's words. This story also raises bigger questions about the role parents play in shaping our ideas of love. How many of us grew up with advice that wasn't exactly healthy? Maybe it was a dad saying, "Find someone who can provide for you," or a mom saying, "Don't be too picky." Those messages sink in. And for Miley, "Stay with him if he's hot" became part of her story. But the beauty here is that she overcame it. She learned the hard way. Yes, but she did learn. And let's not ignore the humor in all of this. Because while the lesson is serious, the delivery was classic Miley, blunt, funny, and a little bit savage. She told her mom to her face that she gave her bad advice, and she did it with a laugh. The Cyrus family dynamic is built on that kind of honesty. They roast each other, they call each other out, but it's all love at the end of the day. That's what makes this revelation not just gossip-worthy, but heartwarming too. It shows a family that isn't afraid to admit their mistakes and laugh at themselves. To close this out, let's circle back to Miley herself. This revelation isn't just about exposing her mom's flawed advice. It's about growth. Miley has lived through the whirlwind romances, the heartbreaks, the divorces, the scandals. And now she's saying, "I know better. I've learned. I've evolved." And if anything, she's using this story to highlight the importance of respect in relationships. That's a message worth spreading. So, the next time someone tells you to stay with someone because they're attractive, remember Miley's words. Looks fade. Hotness comes and goes. But respect, kindness, and love, that's what lasts. And if Miley Cyrus, after years of trials in the spotlight, can figure that out, maybe we can too. And there you have it, the wild, funny, and surprisingly deep story of how Miley Cyrus says her mom Tish encouraged her to stay with the wrong guy. A story that's not just about celebrity gossip, but about family, growth, and learning who you really are. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.